When I was a child in Israel, I wasn't so much aware of Bruckner. And then I got to play in the orchestra as a double bass player, his fourth symphony. That's the first time I really got into the world of Bruckner for the first time. And now it's really became one of the composers I really admire most. One of the things I love about the music is the atmosphere that you get. One talks often about the structure and how magnificent is the structure, and so it's absolutely true. But it's also the world of Bruckner, the vision of Bruckner, is something that when you listen to the symphony, the way it starts already, for example, the Seventh Symphony starts like this. It's like we have in this room almost complete darkness, but then just a little bit of light. Just to show that before something is actually starting, the actual statement. This, by the way, what this kind of beginning is called, in technical terms, tremolo, to tremble. It is a technique that was used already in the Baroque time many times, usually in forte, playing loud and becoming a dramatic effect. And when you have the whole violin section playing very soft, but repeating the same note over and over again, you get this kind of cloudy atmosphere at the beginning, which really gives you this kind of effect of just slowly getting into this world. It's a magnificent effect. The Seventh Symphony was definitely his greatest success, brought a lot of attention to him, and after a lot of misery in Vienna, actually, the same time, around the same year, he also wrote his Te Deum, which he also quotes in the second movement. The Te Deum is actually a very positive piece which he wrote thanking God for getting him through the misery in Vienna. Actually, in this same second movement, he also pays a wonderful tribute to Wagner, his greatest idol, by adding a new section to the brass, a new section to the orchestra of Wagner Tubas. And Wagner tuba is an instrument which Wagner is responsible for its development. It's like a horn with a deeper voice, and Wagner used it in his opera many times whenever he wanted to picture a dark atmosphere, something very dark and very mysterious. Or, as in the case of the Seventh Symphony, something more lamenting and deep, like a deep choir, a men choir. And indeed, the first movement of the symphony doesn't include these instruments at all. And all of a sudden, the second movement starts with a wonderful chorale, only of the tubas, the four Wagner tubas and the contrabass tuba and the low strings. And it's a lamenting kind of chorale. The reason for this darkness, for this lamenting expression, is that Wagner was dying at the same time the symphony was written, early 1883, late 1882, and that really touched Bruckner, obviously. And this is a really wonderful tribute to the artist that he loved so much. Conducting Bruckner, it is a difficult task, not in the sense of making the orchestra play together and things like that. In fact, it's not the most technical, problematic thing, but to construct it in a coherent way and to make sure that the listener is able to follow the storyline, if you want, in a way that really makes you understand how one thing leads to the other. And maybe the greatest danger with Bruckner is to explode too soon. because he writes fortissimo very often, and you think, this has to be all about contrast and so on, but actually it builds up, it builds up, it builds up very slowly, and then the climax comes really at the right moment, and you have to build it up over very long time, so over 20 minutes sometimes, really to build something. Again, as I said, from nothing, from a hint of a light to the whole world. I can hear the symphony over and over again, even though it's as long as life itself. I can hear it over and over again and never get tired of it.